the speed of light. I'm at the speed of light. At the speed of light.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Nexus Commentaries. I am Zexrus. Beside me is Balrog Fan VP, looking very confused because I forgot to unmute my mic in OBS.
Yes.
So,
So, hey, how's it going?
It's going fantastic. We are a fresh casting team. We work together on the Heroes Power Hour as well. With us, we also have DJ Tyrant doing the observations. You probably won't hear much out of him, but he is a pretty cool guy. So tonight, we're doing some Chair League. Thursday night Chair League. We have Team Awesomesauce versus Give Us a Chansey.
Should be pretty interesting.
Should be fun. We'll see how these teams pair up against each other. I believe this will be a best of 3. So we're just waiting for them to set up the lobby right now. So hopefully they can give us some exciting action tonight.
Yeah, I'm always interested to check out Chair League because you never know what you're going to see, and you can see some pretty fun comps. You can see some really strong teams. You just pop up out of nowhere, so
yeah,
might see that tonight.
Absolutely. Excuse me. So we're going to get in the game here real quick. But while we're waiting for the draft, it looks like it's going to be on Brax's Holdout. A map that absolutely everybody loves. We're going to technical difficulties real quick.
I think
we're going to see a lot of silliness. I am quiet, apparently, says P Flame G.
You might need to turn up the gain in your OBS since it took a crap on you.
Turn it any higher, Captain.
That's a lot louder, though.
I maxed the volume on my board just now.
Did you see that, DJ?
I gotta do my traditional.
Hang on, DJ's trying to...
What's going on with good old Jimmy?
Trying 7 and flock. Okay. We're good there. Wrong DJ. Two DJs here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Team 1's going to have first pick, first ban. Keeping it Kappa, which team is which? Or do you know the name of...
I will have that for you here in just a second. Let's see here. Team Awesomesauce. Let's see. Akash is on Team Awesomesauce, so the Team 2 is Team Awesomesauce. Team 1 is Give Us a Chansey.
Give Us a Chansey, okay. They're going to open up with first pick, first ban here, so as soon as we get started here, we'll be able to bring you the draft.
I'm excited. So, know nothing about these teams. Obviously, Chair League, there's a lot of unknown talent that's going through the system. So, looks like they are ready to go. So, let's bring you some hot Chair League action with the scoreboard that didn't work for me for some reason.
Lucky you.
Lucky me indeed.
So right out the gate, we're going to get a mouthfeel bland from Give Us a Chansey.
I don't blame him. Malthio's a pain in the butt. Nobody wants to deal with him. He's so He's so annoying.
Yeah, he's pretty strong right now. I think he's a little more killable with the changes recently, but he's still amazing.
Yeah, but he's still a tank shredder. He'll still put an awful... He's also pretty adept at boss killing as well.
Team Awesomesauce bans Genji. Wait, why did it ban like that?
Why did it ban like what?
Is this how they do it now in Cheer League? The 2 bans up front?
That's a great question.
That doesn't seem right.
One job, Jimmy. Fix it.
Oh boy.
It's back to... How did...
Looks like both teams are going to agree to ban the same people. Hopefully, I don't see why they wouldn't adhere to it. It's to their benefits, so we'll probably see that Malthiel ban from Team Give Us a Chansey and the Genji ban from Team Awesomesauce.
Yeah. I mean, those are solid bans, to be perfectly honest. There's nothing wrong with banning that. Genji, despite his nerfs, is still pretty overtuned, in my opinion.
Yeah, Genji's very strong.
He gets those resets on his dash, and then you just see your entire team just melt away. I like his name though, Keeping It Kappa.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always fun to...
Solid Twitch monster name right there.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, and there's the Malthiel ban.
Gotta go through this quick.
And there's the Genji ban. Okay, back to where we should be.
So,
DJ.
So we could see a 1-4 setup here with a strong solo laner and 4 pushing the first Zerg wave lane. That's my AC, P Flame
Yeah.
G, and I'm
They open with Ariel here. Always a good solid support pickup. Doesn't really tip your hand as to what you're doing with your team. You know you're going to have somebody who can put out damage, but that doesn't really tell you much. So
yeah, it's a really solid pick on any team. Really, like it almost forces your opponent to think about nightmare scenarios. Like they picked the Cho'Gall. So, but out of Team Awesomesauce, we see Avella, Dahaka, 2 really good picks, especially on this map. Dahaka is just probably, bar none, the best tank in the game at the moment, besides Anubarak, and pairing that with Avella is just, oh my god, did I call it? First, welcome to the Nexus.
right,
You gotta learn today.
there's Cho'Gall. All right. So what do you expect to see out of the bans from Team Awesomesauce here now that they're going up against Cho'Gall?
A win? They're gonna ban a win? Because I don't know, like, we've ran across this when we've played many times, and we just don't have an answer for it. And this is a great Cho'Gall map. It's a 2-lane map. It's small. Cho'Gall will have sustain for days. You put Ariel and Cho'Gall in that lane, and you win. You win the lane.
I won't count Team Awesomesauce out yet, though. They might have something up their sleeve here. I kind of expect an Anubarak ban here, though.
That's not a bad idea. A Numerak ban into a drag or anything like that is just an awful lot of CC for Cho'Gall, and now that his trait has changed, he's no longer able to just fire his Gall is no longer able to just fire stuff off at all times. Like he gets punished.
We see the Greymane ban out of Team Give Us a Chansey, so we're gonna have to see if Team Awesomesauce is gonna grab a Numerak or not here.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That cocoon, it really slows down Gall.
It
team time to beat everybody else up, and of course there he is.
Yep, good solid pick. Cocoon will last a while. I would have liked to have seen maybe a Li Ming ban over the Sonya ban, and if they were going for a Numerak, but we also see a Morales. So we're probably looking at a Stim Drone Vala, or maybe somebody with Executioner. Greymane's banned, so that leaves Tychus and Raynor off the top of my head as viable pickups for this.
They could go double support and just try to hyper carry Vala.
That is a very good point. They could hyper carry Vala on this. But we see game just got hard.
Tassidar's never a fun hero to fight against, of course, with all of his shields, his lifesteal, his range, his vision granting, his ability to just put out a lot of damage. He is a pain to deal with, so great pickup for Give Us a Chansey there, and then following it up with the Leoric pick. I think they had a really solid draft. Obviously their wing conditions Cho'Gall, just beat Cho'Gall, win fights, take control of points, and steamroll the map.
I really think they need somebody with Executioner. A Tychus here would be just delicious. A Stim Drone Tychus would put work in. It would allow Vala to also get a bunch of damage off, either with Strafe, because they don't have any stuns on Team Give Us a Chansey. There's no stuns. Right. A Strafe will put work in. But
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this, because it's never easy to combat Cho'Gall. You have to have a very solid game plan, and you have to hope they don't get exactly what they want out of the draft.
Yeah, and it does. Okay, I like this. I'm not against the Sylvanas pick. They've got to snowball hard, though. The first Zerg wave, they've got to get at least a fort.
How do you win these with Cho'Gall running around at every point? It's gonna be an uphill battle, I think, in the early game for Team Awesomesauce. But if they can survive till ults without giving up too much, they might be able to turn it around with Sylvanas on that team.
Yeah, they very well could. Again, if they can snowball, especially off of a Zerg wave, they're gonna win, and they're gonna win hard. But if it's anywhere close, game is going to be really, really hard, because Cho'Gall is just going to have so much sustain between his abilities with his W.
Yeah.
And Ariel constantly healing him, Tassadar regen and shields.
One thing to think about too, I mean, Team Chansey has sneaky good wave clear. Ariel, pretty good wave clear. Tassadar, pretty decent wave clear. Leoric, pretty good wave clear with Skeletal Swing, and obviously Cho'Gall. I mean, he dumps damage, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they line up. Anyways, on the side of Team Chansey, we have on the Cho'Gall we have Keepin' and Kappa and Chris I Flower. Their name is Kiaur. On Ariel we have Flacker. On Tassadar we have Supa, and on Leoric we have DJ SNJ20.
And on the side of Team Awesomesauce, we have seven Upers on the Sylvanas Funk Panda, on the Morales Buggerman, on the my camera locked. There we go. Funk Panda on the Morales, Akash on the Nubrak, and it looks like Efrax on the Dahaka. So it looks like they're Cho'Gall and Ariel are definitely going to be best friends forever. We see up top, however, a hard push by 4 of the team members from Team Awesomesauce. Probably a really smart move right now, especially with that Sylvanas on him. But we see a rotation coming out of Team Give Us a Chansey with Cho'Gall and Ariel coming to the top, and an immediate reaction out of Team Awesomesauce rotating to that bottom.
Keeps posturing a bit. We're going to have a Trifork gank here on Tassadar. As you know, he's a pretty slippery character and gets right out of there. Cho'Gall comes to respond, and they're going to push off Team Awesomesauce once again.
That was a really good press of the E from Tassadar right there, using the Oracle right now to scout out everybody, getting the stacks of that Templar as well. Probably the best talent for Tassadar overall.
Got a little tongue action there, but nothing major.
Yeah, up top that Dahaka.
It's a hard matchup for Dahaka, or for Leoric rather.
Yeah, I'd call it a 5-5 matchup. Honestly, if your Dahaka knows what they're doing, he can sustain himself.
Rotation from Team Awesomesauce. Almost getting the Leoric, but he slips out. Dives behind the wall. I think that was a mistake. He's hoping he can get out in time. Morales is trying to heal him through.
This has gotten a little bit messy for Team Awesomesauce. 7 pers somehow almost getting... does go down to the Shadow Flare from Cho'Gall.
Coming back in on Leoric.
Let's note that Nubrak did not die despite falling behind the wall.
He did manage to slip out.
That was...
He is a slippery beetle.
A slippery beetle. Sliding away. So we've got Dahaka on the bottom, taking the bottom beacon as Tassadar walked up and decided to give him the love beam right there for a minute. We see up top, it looks like Funk Panda eating some shots from the Cho'Gall Shadow Flare, while it's going to be really hard for them to take that.
Leoric is slightly taking control down low, so they're going to get a little bit of a charge there at 14%.
Yeah, it looks like 7 pers ended up...
Big engagement going up top.
Yeah, big engagement right there. Everybody's just throwing all their abilities. We see the claps coming out from Ariel going back to Rune Bomb explodes, and we are watching a Nubrak almost die.
Zexorus, this is the problem I was talking about. If Cho'Gall decides to just park his big fat body in front of one of these beacons, what do you do?
You're watching it. You can't really do anything right now. Like, Ariel's getting so much energy out of this Cho'Gall that she's already back up to full energy. She just burned a heal just now. This is so hard, and we're looking at 100 and maybe 5% Zerg wave in favor of Team Give Us a Chansey. This is going to be a really hard defense.
Yeah, it's always tough to defend these big waves early, and they can really put you behind. And it looks like they haven't been able to respond to the rotation quite fast enough. Dahaka's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, we were watching this wave push bottom currently. They're pretty good defense. It got the front wall, but not a whole lot else. The value of...
Pretty good job defending, but meanwhile, up top, we got Cho'Gall, Ariel, and Tassadar split pushing, and it looks like they're going to get this fort without much contention.
Yeah, you got 4 defending bottom. You just have a simple Vala defending up there. There's not a whole lot you can do. It looks like they've grabbed the keep. They're going to hit their 7s, and why don't we take a quick look at what everybody's grabbing at 7?
Bella just got hit by an orb and took half of her life. She's going to have to tap the well and run back and try to stop this Cho'Gall from pushing. Her team's kind of left her here, and I don't know if I like this move from Awesomesauce here. They're chasing a Leoric, and they might get this fort, but in the meantime, at what price?
Yeah, if we go top real quick, the team Give Us a Chansey is just shoving their way into the top base. Pretty much uncontested. They've already gotten the fort down, and they're not stopping. They're just going to keep going with this. There's no reason for them to stop. There's been 0 response out of Team Awesomesauce. They're probably going to get this fort.
Awesomesauce seems to be trying to do the same thing. They say, you don't want to respond to our push, we won't respond to yours either.
You know what? I love the all-in. But Team Awesomesauce,
There goes the keep.
yeah, Team Awesomesauce does grab, or is that, I'm sorry, Team Give Us a Chansey grabs the keep and it runs back. And now, what do you do?
I mean, this is what they're doing. They're trying to push with Sylvanas and get the advantage here. This response from Leoric might get him killed.
However, not to be underestimated, Valis stopped the Hearth back from Cho'Gall and Tassadar, and now is just kind of wasting their time back at the base.
They're playing around trying to hit Vala, and they ended up losing a keep as well. So very interesting. Both lanes opened up right at the start of the map, and we're going right into the second beacon phase. This is pretty exciting so far.
Well, basically, whoever wins this beacon phase is pretty much going to win the game at this point, because if you see, both Zerg lanes have no keeps. Win conditions have been opened up at this point, and this is going to be a fairly fascinating team fight that's going to evolve from this. We see that.
I couldn't agree more, Zexorus.
We see that 10s have been picked up from the blue team, and it's Upheaval, Twisting Nether, Crystal Aegis, Archon, and Entomb on the side of the blue team. And really,
Red team's still waiting for 10.
Yeah, what do you do at this point if you're the red team?
I guess you gank Leoric, because that's what they just did top, and now they're working on taking out this keep.
They
say, forget the beacons, we're just going to shove your keeps out. And they're going to get it.
That's a great idea, but you got to remember, Cho'Gall and Ariel exist.
That's true, but this is
here comes
making the bad situation when you're behind.
That was an ugly combo out of Cho'Gall right there. Dahaka getting shoved back the Entomb onto.
They're going to trap Morales.
On the Morales, and she's dead. And this is the problem. Sure, they got that keep, but at what cost? They're losing. They lost their Morales. They're losing their Dahaka at this point.
And I misspoke earlier. Fort, and they didn't end up getting the fort either. And yeah, Dahaka's trying to get away, but it doesn't look like he's going to have much success.
Like, this might have actually been a really quick game one. Cho'Gall just decides we're going to get a boss on top of this. So this is a really interesting and highly aggressive play coming out of the blue team, and I love it. I absolutely love this kind of aggression. It's fun to watch.
Yeah,
for me.
If you're Team Awesomesauce, what do you do here? You know, you got a boss bearing down on your bottom lane. You just had to defend a massive wave.
So now we got 10s coming out of the red team. We've got Cocoon, Adaptation, Strafe, like I predicted, Medevac, interesting, and Mind Control. And Morales eats an Upheaval and an Entomb. She's not going anywhere. Gets Displacement striked in the face. She's gone. There's
It looked like it might save her for a second, but she got blown up. We see the web wrap go out on Cho'Gall. Let's see if Awesomesauce can make something happen on this defense.
Does not look. Twisting Nether does come out, lands for some big damage. Leoric goes down. I don't think this is really going to save them, though. Crystal Aegis onto the Ariel herself to save herself. Well played out of there. 7 Spurs going down. Looks like this is going to be game one in the books for, I believe that was Team Awesomesauce.
Right?
I believe it's a best of 3.
Chair League, unless they changed it.
They did change it.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, there we go.
Coming back to us for just a minute.
And I understand what Team Awesomesauce was trying to do there.
Yeah.
They wanted to be sure that if they weren't going to be able to fight Cho'Gall early, there was going to be an experience advantage in pushing the forts out. And I think they might have got a little, I know they got a little overzealous there at the end on the top lane fort. After they got that Leoric kill, they probably should have backed out and reevaluated the situation and tried to take control of the beacons.
Yeah, and really, Team Give Us a Chansey, I can't... They just played that perfectly. Like, they got the comp they wanted and they executed it exactly the way they wanted to. You know, I will give Team Awesome Sauce credit for the counterplay to get the keep, but at that point you're down tens. You're banking everything on getting a good Zerg wave.
Yeah.
So.
And if your Team Awesome Sauce, how do you approach this draft? Do you worry about Cho'Gall now moving forward? Do you think maybe they're a one-trick pony and ban Cho'Gall and prove it to us? Or do you think they're playing mind games with us and they're not going to pick Cho'Gall 2 maps in a row? I guess it's going to depend on the second map, but it's always tough to come out of a loss and go into a draft because you're a bit displaced mentally on what you want to do because you start to doubt things about your team comp and your strategies when you get beaten. So it's going to be interesting to see if Awesome Sauce can adjust and give us a 3-game set.
Most definitely. Well, on that Cho'Gall note, if you see, can we pick Praxis as our map as well?
I don't know. I'm not a cheerleague guy.
That is a very good question, and that's not a question I can answer.
Yeah.
It would be weird to see Braxis twice in a row.
If it's in the rules and they want to do it, they can do it. But
Yeah.
well,
That's just something weird. So we will we're gonna go to a quick little break while they get this next game set up. So we will be right back. All right, so we're back, and we're going to Infernal Shrines. That happened really, really quick. So we are now back. Let's see if Team Give Us a Chansey can bounce back after that last game. That was harsh. You hate to have those kinds of losses.
Yeah, it's always tough. Like I said, that mindset that you have going out of a loss is just, it can be brutal sometimes. You got to respond really well in the draft.
And we see reverse bands. Well, actually, no, it's the exact same bands. Nobody wants to deal with Genji. Nobody wants to deal with Malthael. They're both super annoying, though. I'm almost afraid they're going to try it again. Because Infernal Shrines, it's kind of a small map.
I mean, I feel like that would be reaching into the bag a bit much. I don't think that Give Us a Chance is going to do it again, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I got my teams reversed.
Oh, you're fine.
Derp. It was Team Awesomesauce that kind of got rolled by the Cho'Gall death ball right there. So, right now, if your team, you've got the first two picks out of Team Give Us a Chance. You're looking at Infernal Shrines. Do you pick the Sonya? Do you pick the Barbarian Princess?
She's never a bad pick here. Vala Ariel, also a strong open.
Very much so. That kind of tips things away from Cho'Gall, in my opinion. So it's pretty. I'd feel pretty safe about picking whatever I would want to at this point, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too where you Give Us a Chance. He showed the Ariel pick to kind of mess with them in the ban phase too as well. They might just have a really strong Ariel main who plays Ariel no matter what the comp is, but you don't know that yet because you don't have enough information. You see Dahaka and Anubarak both picked up again. Some more comfort picks for on Team Awesomesauce.
Yeah, and again, they're really solid picks. These guys work very well on this map. They work very well together. It's just an ungodly amount of lockdown. We see the Uther band out of Team Give Us a Chansey, and that's a really solid band. Followed up by the Tassadar band. No more healers for you. Pick something else. We do see the Barbarian Princess is picked. So we see she's obviously incredibly strong on this map, able to solo shrines on her own if it comes down to it. I don't think we'll see it here in particular. And we follow it up with a Li Ming pick, which is a really interesting pick. She's not so much strong inside the shrine. She's really, really strong at the entrances to the shrine. We see ooh.
Yeah.
I like this response. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, Abathur can bring a lot to a team, especially when utilized properly. So it'll be interesting to see how Team Give Us a Chance deals with this. Abathur is one of those heroes you just gotta kind of play his game. You know, you can't let him soak because that's bad. You can't let him push because that's bad, and you kind of have to just let his clones do the work that they do, and only target them if they're the only target. So a lot of times Abathur gets away with doing what he's trying to do the entire time.
Abathur gets away with doing too much sometimes, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, especially on a map where you're focused on an objective in one lane. If you gotta go to the bottom shrine, that's free soak for him top most of the time. I'm
not against the Stitches pick. Stitches, there's a couple of really squishy characters on the side of Team Awesomesauce, and a Stitches Slam does work. It just chunks off, especially in the later levels, it just chunks off huge amounts of health, and that'll be a really good way to deal with the Abathur clones. So,
and between Slam, Whirlwind, Ariel's Clap, can't think of the name of it, and then Vala's Multi-Shot, Li Ming's Orb, they've got so much shrine presence on Team Awesomesauce. It's it's going to be a lot to deal with. They picked some good heroes on the side of, on the side of Team Awesomesauce. They did pick some good heroes, but like you said, Zexos, they're a bit squishy. So Malfurion, Anubarak, and Dahaka are going to have to play, and Greymane are all going to have to play very, very cautiously.
All right, we're got this beautiful loading screen. Gonna get into the game here in just a second for Game 2 between Team Awesomesauce and Team Give Us a Chance.
And we're jumping right into things. On the left, for blue, we have Team Give Us a Chansey. This time we got Keeping It Kappa on Sonya, DJ SNJ20 on Stitches, Safari on Vala, Supa on Li Ming, and Flacker on Ariel.
And on the side of Team Awesomesauce, we've got Prudentis69 on Nubarak, Seventh Purrs on Abathur, Funk Panda on Malfurion, Akash on Greymane, and Efrax on the Dahaka. We're going to follow Dahaka here real quick and make our way to the mid, as it's going to be a 5-on-4. Abathur, interestingly, taking the mid slot right here, keeping the Kappa rotating to the top, saying that there's not going to be really a big party in the mid like we like to see as viewers.
Yeah, they're kind of spreading out here. We're going to see Team Give Us a Chansey try to combat a little bit of this mid with some skirmishing, but
yeah, more standard.
The hook goes out on Malfurion. He's taking some damage, but he heals up and gets away.
Very heads up play from that Stitches to land that hook. It was really well placed. Kind of threaded the needle on that one.
For sure. And now we got Team Awesomesauce rotating down for bottom soak and rotating back up. I really like their crisp rotations here. They're trying to make sure they get the experience and stay at least even against a team that proved to be a little stronger mechanically last game.
Yeah, definitely right there. And you see it in the small XP lead that Team Awesomesauce is.
Up on Sonya. Sonya's trying to fight it off here. She's trying to get away, but Anubarak hits the stun, and she's going to get deleted.
Nice rotation onto that Sonya right there. It was crisp. It put her way out of position, and you love to see. You still love to see.
Gosh.
Ooh. And another. Ariel in trouble. Gonna take some more damage. The stun goes out, and she dies.
Yeah, Ariel dies right at the gate. Always a sad story.
Ooh, heel comes in.
Juke at the hook there.
That was a smart juke right there, going in and then going immediately back out. He played that really, really well. The heel from Malf was obviously key right there to keeping him alive. Good heads-up play from the Malf right there. You see a rotation going up to top right there as the shrine is now active. We're gonna be following that.
This is exactly what I talk about. Shrine goes top, Abathur goes bottom, free soak for the brain overlord bug thingy.
Yeah, this will start being very problematic in a hurry. We see that Team Awesomesauce not really gonna contest the shrine right now. So smartly, they leave Sonya top. This is exactly what you pick her for. She solos the shrine, and you put everybody else where they need to go. And Team Awesomesauce does get a good level lead right now, but that could vanish here very quickly once Team Give Us a Chansey finishes this shrine up. It's almost done.
Yeah, and Give Us a Chansey responded perfectly. They said, okay, they're not coming to fight us for this. Let's soak. We don't want to let Abathur get out of control. We can just kind of control things with the Punisher right now and hope to get back in this. Yeah,
and we see Sonya already doing good amount of damage to that front wall, that first tower.
She chunks those towers with Seismic Slam.
It's so disgusting to watch how quickly she can actually seize. A hook onto the Ariel, gets displacement striked, and she is able to get out of there. Roots from the Punisher coming in handy right there.
John Cena putting in work on Dahaka. Oh, Dahaka just gets out. Kappa's keeping it close, and he's getting licked. He's getting slashed. He's getting moonburned. He's getting it all. He's gonna go down.
That was a wonderful detainment strike that almost saved Sonya right there. It almost led to a kill on top of it. Yeah. So, like, that was just really, really good play. It was a good attempt out of Team Give Us a Chansey right there to save their player. And
both teams have hit 7 now.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at what they're taking at 7. We got Bursting Light, Seeker, Death Dealer, Toxic Gas, Ferocious Healing.
Pretty by the boards.
Yeah, pretty by the books. Greymane going the Flask build, Symbiosis on the Dahaka, Moonfire build on Malfurion. If you know me, if you've listened to the Heroes podcast, I'm a huge proponent of the Moonfire build. I love this build. And then
congratulations to Funk Panda. You now have a new stalker on Twitter named Zexorus.
Congratulations to him. We're seeing a Beetle build out of a new rack, actually, which is really interesting. And we're seeing an attack damage build coming out of the Abathur as well, which is also really interesting. So I'm thinking we're seeing he's more hat focused right now than anything, which is really interesting.
Yeah, they might be looking to start taking fights once they get their ultimates. They might have some kind of plan here with the Malfurion and the Greymane.
Yeah, we see camps getting picked up by both sides. We see Li Ming trying to harass the Greymane. Misses the detainment strike to save the Li Ming, and Greymane gets pretty much a free kill right there. Really well played out of Greymane to recognize the weakness right there.
Yeah, and it's something to think about too. Once they do hit 10, we're gonna probably see a clone Greymane, and that's never fun to deal with.
No, double Greymane in your face is never a fun thing. You never want 2 angry dogs on your lap.
The stun on Stitches. Stitches goes down here.
Stitches, little far forward, should have maybe stayed behind the gate, and Sonya having to retreat out as 10s are...
Take control of the shrine.
Yeah, if I were a team, Give Us a Chansey, I would go soak those 10s and maybe push something. And we see that actually coming out of the Vala and the Ariel right now on bot lane. Really smart choice in my opinion. They know they couldn't take the shrine, so they decided, hey, let's just push something. Sonya getting a little gutsy right there with the Wrath of the Barbarian. And she's just going in, trying to chunk as much as possible. She's probably going to die for this. Or she's just going to... Yeah, she's just going to run away. She's like, never mind. I'm really angry. I'm going to go write angsty poetry in the fountain.
That sounds like something Sonya would do. Anyways, up top, we've got the push coming in from Greymane, Dahaka, and Malfurion, while the Punisher split pushes in mid. And it looks like... Team Give Us a Chansey has decided to respond to the Punisher pressure first, saving the fort there.
Yeah, that was a really good response out of Team Give Us a Chansey right there to burst that Punisher down. It was an Arcane Punisher, so those are the ones you really don't want pushing for you. Those hurt the most.
Right. Those laser beams aren't as easy to dodge as you would think, especially when you're trying to defend off a wave coming in as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they're just as annoying as they are in Diablo 3. I hate dealing with Diablo 3 lasers.
A little bit of skirmishing up top between Dahaka and Sonya, but it doesn't look like it's going to result in much more than posturing, as Dahaka has a lot of ways to regenerate his health.
We do see both teams taking their camps. We just saw Team Give Us a Chansey take their Kara camp up at the top, and really there's just kind of a lull right now in the action. Teams just rotating, trying to push their lanes out. We do see a rotation on Keep It Kappa. Keep It Kappa that is going to keep it dead for the moment, but the stun misses. She is still going to be dead, I think.
She forced the web wrap out, so that's got to be kind of a win.
I would actually call that a win. That they did not need to force that out, but they're still going to lose that top 4. There's a strong wave coming in right behind them. We do see nobody really looking at the red bottom camp. So that
Chansey has decided to respond by taking a camp. It looked like they might invade there, but they decided to back off and try to respond to the top. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of a skirmish here.
Oh, everyone actually just going to run by, give each other high fives, and remove this this siege camp from the Team Give Us a Chansey. We do see 14 hit on the side of Team Give Us a Chansey. I just like say
Almost
Give Us a Chansey.
Two-level lead for Team Awesomesauce here.
Sonya getting aggressive, turns on the anger, starts to whirlwind, trying to roll around, stay mobile so she doesn't get stunned out of it. Dahaka has to burrow out.
Most of that damage went to Dahaka, and as you know, adaptation and his trait really makes him a hard character to take down like that.
Stitches
loses Stitches.
Oh, Aegis onto the Ariel, it looked like, and Noah's the Vala, and they both die. Kind of irrelevant at this point.
Goes down.
Wow. They actually turned that.
Yeah, it ended up being a 2-for-2 trade. Both teams coming out looking a little hurt, so Vala's going to run back.
Oh!
She gets caught by the laser.
No, that was the flask out of Greymane. Greymane chucked an angry bottle of bourbon at her.
I missed that. I thought the tip of the laser had got her.
No, the Li Ming laser to keep the Greymane from trying to go in.
Oh, that's my mistake.
Greymane getting kind of fancy at this point. He's kind of, you can tell when a player's trying to feel themselves because they start going for like combo plays and stuff like that. So that was pretty entertaining to watch him to try that again on the Li Ming.
Yeah.
It was really smart of him to try to use the flask onto the wall to try to get that splash damage onto her. But right now we see Team Awesomesauce getting another Punisher, pushing with it. This is a dead fort on the bottom. Anubrak kind of lagging behind right now.
They a little far out.
They could get a front wall with this. I'd be pretty happy if I were Team Awesomesauce was just a front wall, but they don't look like they're about to risk that much. They recognize they've got 16s at this point. We've got Executioner coming out of the Greymane, Tunneling Claws out of Dahaka, Ysera's Gift out of Malfurion, Beetle Juiced out of Anubrak, and Locust Brood coming out of the Abathur. I'd like to note that the Abathur is going like a Spike Burst build, so he's much more focused on the hat right now and getting extra damage more than anything else.
Awesomesauce just took out the last remaining fort and got all their members out safely, so that ended up being very positive for them. All of these Punishers moving forward for Awesomesauce will be focused on making their way to the keep, so that's always an advantage on this map, especially if they're able to somehow win the next team fight and keep control of this map. Yeah,
and we see Abathur just being really annoying, just putting push everywhere. And it just, that if your team Give Us a Chansey, that's just really annoying to deal with, having to constantly go back to a lane that should be pushing out on its own, but instead it's not. And we see Keeping It Kappa responding, coming in with the whirlwind as Team Awesomesauce takes the bottom siege camp as well. I'm just going to let that push on its own. Lots of pushing power right there. We'll probably see Abathur at some point go down there, throw a Locust Brood there, so it can get even more value, but maybe not. Looks like this little wave's gonna die, and once again we hit a little bit of a lull in the action. This is a really good response out of Team Give Us a Chansey. Like, this is a really
Awesomesauce going in with the invade on their camp though. Will Chansey get up there in time?
I don't think they will. It's a free camp essentially, and that's even more push. Hook misses on the Anubrak. Not the best target to hook, but sometimes you take what you can get.
Sonya's all by herself, and I think if Awesomesauce realized that, they wouldn't have gone for the camp and they would have jumped on Sonya there, but she's going to get away with that and get a head start on the shrine up here.
Well, if there's a time for Give Us a Chansey to take a fight, now would be it. They're both on even. They're both on even talent tiers. This is the time to fight. That was like 20% of her health with just a flask.
Anubrak gets absolutely annihilated by Sonya. Vala there.
Yeah, this is a Rain of Vengeance on to 2. 7 Pers realize Clown is dead. He immediately respawns on the bottom and decides the only thing he can really do right now is help this bottom push out. And really, there's a lot of pushing power right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best option here. You see that Give Us a Chance, he has to fall back and respond to the top pressure. They're not going to be able to really deal with what Abathur's doing down there. So it looks like both those towers are probably going to go down.
Yeah. There's not much Team Awesomesauce can do in this case.
Sonya finishes doing Sonya stuff and just walks away from the Punisher and lets the Punisher go about his merry way up top. It looks like they're just going to let that thing push by itself while they respond to various map pressures.
Yeah, we see 3 rotating. It looks like they're going to try to follow up behind it. And they do have a lot of damage that can blow up even a tank very quickly. We see Sonya activating the Rage mode. Once again, the fort goes down. If she gets a spear on somebody, they're going to be hurting. And you see that with the Dahaka right there, just eating about 35% of his life with just that combo, spear into Seismic Slam. Akash going in with Greymane.
Interesting. They baited the Punisher over the wall and then immediately dived on the team and said, forget, we won't fight under the Punisher, we're going to kill you.
Yeah, exactly, and that was really well played. Dahaka, 7 Pers missing the flask on the clone Greymane. And if I were Abathur, I'd be a little careful here. Stitches may see that Beetle spawn, but 20s are picked up on the side of Team Awesomesauce. So right now what we're seeing is Hunter's Blunderbuss, Apex Predator, Astral Communion, Cryptweave, and Locust Nest out of those guys. So this is, despite losing that last shrine, they've still got plenty of power behind them.
Stitches is trying to posture, but he's eating a lot of stuns and roots for his efforts. Meanwhile, this keep is just getting melted. The amount of damage that Dahaka and Anubrek are able to put on buildings is just silly, especially with Greymane behind them. The hook goes wide and misses Greymane, and then they're going to back out and take their free keep and then just scooch on out and wait for the next objective.
That's about all you can do right now. You can't really ask for more than that at the moment. I was almost afraid that they could have probably pushed core with a pick-off or two.
Abathur smartly has mined their mercenary camp, so if they try to go for it, they'll know, and they might be ready there for a gank. That's why they're going to this bottom camp now. So they've got their invade camp already scouted. Shrine's going to activate mid in about 20 seconds here, so we should be seeing our probably deciding team fight, I would imagine, if Awesomesauce is able to get the win. And Lord knows that Team Give Us a Chance, he could win this fight and just push out top for a win. We've seen it before.
Yeah, a lot of this is going to hinge on this team fight. If you see Team Give Us a Chance frantically trying to soak to 20 just so they can be on that even talent tier, it does come out for them. We've got Ignore Pain, Hardened Shield, Tal Rasha's Elements, Shield of Hope, and we've got Rancor.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, Rancor's always a fun ability to watch, and it looks like they're not even going to bother with the Shrine for some reason.
Vala has gone
there they go.
Full-on auto-attack damage build.
And it's been showing, because that Anubrek has been deleted when he's been focused by her. And there we go again, the Anubrek is trying to get in there, but he just got blown up, and Malfurion's going to go down too, and this is what we talked about.
Yeah, yeah, you can't really... 7 Pers actually getting a pick off onto the Stishes. Well played by him, but the blue team has to kind of respond to this pressure that's all of a sudden on their core.
Yeah, Greymane has decided to just go down and try to get this keep, or at least make the other team respond to it.
Yeah, and really, you can't ask for more. Really, that's a really smart play out of the Greymane.
Oh yeah, it's what you had to do. Meanwhile, we got the push going on mid keep. They've got that, or mid fort, I'm sorry. Mid fort goes down, no problem at all. Punisher's still looking pretty healthy, so they're going to have to bait it over the wall again and hope to try and save their keep. With just Dahaka by himself, it's not going to be easy.
Like to note that Team Awesomesauce does lead structures now, 2-1, but Team Give Us a Chansey is just still pushing through. That Punisher having his way with Akash there for a minute. 7pers helping push the lane with all those stupid little bugs of his. That stupid little nest of his.
Don't you disrespect Abathur like that. This man has been working very hard this entire game to keep this team in.
Actually, he really has. He is currently, let's see, Abathur? Leading the XP by a lot.
Mid.
Ooh, keeping the Kappa.
Blown up.
Nice, nice Aegis by the Ariel. Gets cocooned for her efforts. Keeping the Kappa somehow got all the way back up in life. Akash has to run. Almost dead.
Shield of Hope. Ariel claps and gets the kill on Anubrek, and Malfurion goes down. We're going to see a hook on Dahaka. There's the slow slam. Sonya jumps in and finishes off her food, and it's looking pretty grim right now for Awesomesauce, despite playing so well the entire game.
Well, obviously, if I were Team Give Us a Chansey, you do exactly what they're doing right now. You push mid, you win.
And I really got to believe that Shield of Hope and Ignore Pain really brought this team online. Sonya suddenly became unkillable once those two talents were picked up.
And we see the core just getting chunked, and that's game. I believe Team Give Us a Chansey wins it 2-0.
2-0 for Give Us a Chansey. Very well played by both teams. I'm very glad that we got that second game, because I think it was a very well played game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really good comeback coming out of the side of Team Give Us a Chansey right there. They clutched it out, really. That was good late game play coming out of them. So, good games to them. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to see if the other teams are ready. And if that's the case, we'll have a really good quick break. Everyone use the bathroom, do whatever you want to do, and we'll be right back.
See you on the other side.
would we stay here when we could run free? Who would we be if you weren't with me? No, we're never going home again. We're like animals in the dark. Where we live, I make pretend. Let's get lost forever.
pushing and showing and showing. But yeah, we keep going and going. But it's family forever. We've done it over and over. Will we ever reach the end? How do we get through the night? Do we have to fight? Awake ourselves to stop the winning night. Maybe we can redefine what it means to get in time. Now we take the chance to fight the fight we seek. We can make a better way. Understand.
All right. So we're back, and now we are here with team. Let's see. We Dank Broken Shower Society, which will be on the left side, and your Gul'dan right on the right side.
Gul'dan right. That's a great name.
I love that name. That's a really good name. We'll see if we can get something that's
Say the other one for me one more time.
Dank Broken Shower Society.
Dank Broken Shower Society. That's pretty good too.
It is. I love some of the meme names that come out of cheerleading.
Yeah. I picture someone standing on a urinal saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain."
What? I don't get it.
Well, it's kind of Dank Bathroom Society. It's kind of like Dead Poet Society.
Okay, now I see where you're coming from. That one was pretty deep. So
Yeah. I'm just trying to guess at the reference. But it looks like we're gonna get started here on Braxis Holdout.
oh look, it's Braxis. Oh, that's not the one. That's the one. So, do I dread to ask? Do we see another Cho'Gall?
He is really strong right now. It's never a problem to pick Cho'Gall if your team knows how to play him. So you just never know what each team's experiences are. That's the challenge in Chair League. It's really kind of feeling out and guessing your opponent. There's only so much hot slogs or watching replays can tip to you, and that's if you do the prep work.
Yeah, definitely. Like, hot slogs and data only get you so far. Execution and synergy is going to bring you the rest of the way, especially in this game where it's so very team-based.
Yeah,
So,
and it's true we're all pretty much meta slaves right now, but there is enough variation in drafting that it's hard to prepare for everything. So teams can really surprise you. I expect to see a Genji or a Malthael ban here, though. Possibly an Ether ban if they don't plan on taking him.
or we could see no ban?
That last second Genji ban, though, there we go.
The no ban strat, sometimes it's just too strong, but they decided to go against it and went with the Genji ban instead, and we're going to see a Malthael
Malthael's
being hovered.
right now. Not necessarily going to be banned quite yet.
So
Dead
now,
Bathroom Society going to... Or, no, I'm sorry. What is it?
Dank Broken Shower Society.
Dank Broken Shower Society.
We do see the Malthael get banned out. We see an immediate Dahaka pickup. No hesitation out of there. They knew they wanted that Master Skin Dahaka instantly.
He's so good here on this map. His ability to just transfer between the lanes. He can provide pressure on anything, on any of the channel points. It's just a very good pickup.
We see
And
a
we see the, counter
Ragnaros.
with Ragnaros and our Nubarak.
You don't see Ragnaros that often anymore.
No, I mean, he is good on this map. He does counter wave pressure probably better than anybody with multi-core. So, I mean, I assume that's what they're thinking. Just kind of, in case we lose some shrines, it's going to be nice to have Ragnar around.
Definitely. And Nubarak obviously is going to help with the push a massive amount, and being able, and the Beatles stuffing skill shots, it's really strong. There's a lot of unspoken utility that a Nubarak brings to the team. We saw the Beetle build come out of a Nubarak that last game, and you just don't see something like that. Like, I haven't seen a Beetle build Nubarak in so long. But
Yeah, and it didn't end up working out too well for them. So.
And coming, ooh, I like this. We see
Gul'dan to Haka. I mean,
that's a strong combo right there.
there's nothing wrong with any of these heroes. At this point, they're just going to be looking to take control of the shrine. I keep calling them shrines. Take control of the beacons and really push out with a team front line or a team core like that. You've got Uther there. It'll be interesting to see if they go double support to try and give Uther a little bit of a boost, because as you know, Uther's healing is very large and bursty, but he doesn't have that sustained heal that's sometimes needed for the longer team fights that take place on these beacons.
Very true. And oddly enough, Uther does help out quite a bit with wave clear. He does have Holy Fire at 4 is incredible. And if they're playing, go ahead.
It's not strong enough to get in the way of waves from Brax's holdout, though. You will get destroyed if you just stand in the middle and try to maximize Holy Fire.
True, but they complement that with the Gul'dan.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Who will probably go the flame build and will just shred any potential large Zerg waves that come in. It's really hard to fight into a Gul'dan no matter what.
And Gul'dan gives Ragnaros kind of some problems just because of the range Gul'dan has on him with his E.
Yeah.
And Ragnaros, as you know, is kind of paper thin, which is why he fell out of favor of a lot of players recently.
Definitely, and we see a Varian band trying to deny more lockdown on the side of your Gul'dan right. Varian with the taunt is incredible. It allows for Uther to run up and get a well met off in somebody's face, and Dahaka to tongue him, and Gul'dan to just obliterate them. So that was a really
good there right now, just because they could open with Cho'Gall here, but they elect not to. Looks like it's Rhaegar. Rhaegar is a very solid support. I don't know what they're going to be doing with Rhaegar. I expect to see someone bigger and beefier come out in the next pick or two, maybe like a Sonya or a Zarya or someone that can really benefit from that big heal. I mean, it's nice on a Nubrek, but a Nubrek's so easy to just blow up that I expected to see a bigger body coming next.
Definitely. They're definitely going to need somebody to benefit from that. And I really would actually like a Zarya right here. Zarya would be incredibly beneficial to wave clear. We see a Kael'thas, though, and I like that. Kael'thas benefiting a lot from the same thing that Gul'dan brings to the table. Big wave clear, heavy damage onto targets. We'll see what kind of build Kael'thas wants to go, if it's Convection or if he goes the Mana Addict talent. This being Brax's holdout, there's a lot of globes to grab, and Kael'thas loves his mana.
Well, the interesting thing that might come up too is if he decides to forego the Phoenix and go with the Pyroblast at 10, will Uther be able to A, recognize that and take Divine Shield, and get the Divine Shield off in time on the Pyroblast target? Kael'thas might just want to avoid that whole situation and stick with Phoenix, though blowing up Gul'dan is very tempting.
Definitely, though I can't remember the last time I saw a Phoenix picked, or I'm sorry, a Pyroblast picked.
You see it more these days as opposed to his release.
That's
Stitch
true.
is invalid to round out the rest of the team. That's just a very solid meta team, up and down, all throughout. You got a double tank, you got Uther, who's arguably the best healer available right now in Chair League, and then you have Gul'dan and Valid to just round out your damage. Always reliable damage sources in the hands of skilled players.
I'm looking at this team, and this is just incredible wave clear up and down. Just for pushing lanes and stuff like that, and keeping pressure on during beacon phases. That's really, 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 really strong right there.
But let's go see how they answer with this last pick. I gotta see some beef, Zex. Where's the beef? And not ETC. Someone big. Give me Diablo. I'd get hype if it was Diablo.
Actually, Diablo wouldn't. I actually like that.
It complements the Flame Thief too. I mean, they already got 2 of them.
Instead, we get. That's not a bad pick. I like that.
That's the big body I wanted to see at least. When you take Rhaegar, you want at least 2 of them.
That said, I do like your Gul'dan rights draft a lot more, just because of how much AOE they have, and how much lockdown they have.
Yeah, I think for Dead Showerhead Society? No, Dead Showerhead.
Dank Broken Showers. Say it with me. Dank Broken Shower Society.
Dank Broken Shower Society. I'm gonna get it right eventually. Dank Broken Shower Society does stop it. They do have a lot of potential once they get up to their heroics, especially if they can junk it up in the beacons and kind of trade these 60-40, 70-30s, because they have Ragnarok's Molten Core to hold off the bigger waves. They can lose early and still win late, so we're going to have to see Dank Broken Shower Society play very well here.
I do love the portrait coordination out of your Gul'dan, right?
Yeah, they've already got enough there.
So,
anyways, on the side of Dank Broken Shower Society, we have Viranel on Leoric, Arnold Almer on Kelthus, Pato on Ragnaros, Bolt Thrower on Rhaegar, and Bootsy on Anubarak.
and on the side of your Gul'dan, right, we've got TX Abaddon on the Dahaka, Sabalicious on the Vala, Tells on the Stitches, looks like Lorix on the Uther, and the Dude Abode on the Vala, or I'm sorry, on the Gul'dan. Those are drugs.
Teams having a little friendly banter to start off. It looks like we're going to have everybody from Broken Shower going up top and everybody else bottom on your Gul'dan right, so no action early.
Yep. Looks we could see a hard push from both teams right now to maybe eliminate a fort quickly. We see Dahaka running up and just bursting the wave down as quickly as possible. While we look at top, you see Dank Broken Shower Society getting just as much pushing speed out of their push comp as well. Anubarak coming down.
Dahaka comes in.
Ooh, this could be something bad for Dahaka if they sniffed that out. Dahaka gonna try for maybe a drag, but doesn't have a push to get that extra movement speed out of him. So, Gul'dan throwing the Fell Flame out some more, getting rid of those beetles so the wave can push up, waste some more tower shots.
Both teams looking pretty equal, getting towers. There's a little more pressure on the side of on your Gul'dan right, but they seem to be backing off now as Shower responds.
Interestingly enough, I thought that Gul'dan would go the Flame build for this map. Instead, he goes the Echoing Corruption build here at 1 to get those extra bounces on his Corruption once he hits 40 heroes with it. So we'll see how quickly he can complete that. Looks like that's going to kind of be key. Good hook onto the Anubarak right there. Doesn't lead to much. A little bit of damage from the tower. That's quickly healed up by the Rhaegar.
And we got the beacon phase coming up in 2 seconds, so both teams are going to try and keep control of these and get something going.
Now, I do think Dahaka should be a little more aggressive onto this Ragnaros. I do think that's a matchup. A hook onto Leoric, though, puts him out of position. Immediately, Wraith walks away. Smart move out of the Leoric, avoiding any extra CC coming out. So, like I said,
We see Dank Shower get 24% going on their side already, and they're trying to keep control of that beacon, but Dahaka has shut Ragnaros down up top.
Yeah, like I said, I do feel like that's a very positive matchup in Dahaka's favor if you play it right.
Is taking a lot of damage. It looks like and he's going to get out just in time.
Just as we also see on the bottom, Stitches eat a whole bunch of damage. We see a Flame Strike on the Duda boat. He almost goes down. 3 on the side of your Gul'dan right, half to back. The only positive thing going on right now for them is that Dahaka exists, and he's not making Ragnaros' life very enjoyable at the moment. Well, we take a quick look bottom, and we just see Dank Broken Shower Society just put a whole lot of push onto that bottom keep at the moment. So
I'm going to call them DBSS moving forward, by the way.
That's a good plan. You should do DBSS. Sounds like a good plan.
Because I'm going to just butcher that left and right. Stitch is posturing, looking for a hook, while Anubric waits in the bushes, looking for his moment. He meets a slam for his troubles, and the team's reset. Now Uther has run in and tried to grab the beacon, but Leoric ain't having it. Pushes him right off.
We do see that beacon taken over by DBSS right there.
I feel like this is a mistake on DBSS's part, too, because while they're able to kind of keep things even, there's really no way for Ragnaros to just out-muscle Dahaka. And as I say that, Dahaka takes a lot of damage, and they're skirmishing up top, and it looks like Ragnaros might come out on top. Ragnaros off into the submerge, and he gets the kill.
Yeah, well played out of that Ragnaros to back off the right moment in order to control that beacon. We do see Sabalicious go down to a living bomb. Just
DBSS has full control of these beacons right now, and it looks like they're going to get 100 to 24% Zerg wave on their favor.
And this is where you're going to hope that Gul'dan can really get the wave clear going for himself, because this wave is going to hurt. We do need to see some rotations, I feel, out of the side of your Gul'dan right. Otherwise, this is going to get really dicey in a hurry. Dahaka is not going to be able to land drag that effectively, as we see right there, just Ragnaros just running up to him. Dahaka having to burn his essence right there in order to stay alive. Pops his burrow as well. See 3 on the part of your Dahaka just bopped right there. Good burrow charge in, and we see Ragnaros immediately molten core for these guys.
Pados screaming, I ain't going to be a meta slave. I'm great with Ragnaros, and he's proven it by putting on all this pressure. He muscled Dahaka off of the point. He was able to finish off the channel for his team, pushed it out, he shoved Dahaka back, got the molten core, they got the fort, and it looks like it's probably going to end about there, but it's a really good play out of DBS.
Yeah, that was a whole lot of value. And we see, if we take a look at the bottom, we see Rhaegar and Kael'thas both getting some good value, some good damage onto that fort. It's very possible Dahaka could get the kill, but nope. A nice gravity lapse out of. Oh, we see a hook onto the hook.
On Rag, he's going down. That was like the hook from Tells.
That was a beautiful hook.
Ragnaros thought he was out, and that helps him equalize a little bit. They're still about a level and a half behind. You need those kind of things when you're down, because that experience is so valuable.
Very, very much so. We saw an early burrow out of the Haka just now, and Kael'thas
side of the Gul'dan right going top.
Yeah,
Going
very. Kael'thas just landing all kinds of just flame strikes and living bombs, just making this Dahaka burn his burrow as soon as it's off cooldown, just constantly. That can't feel good as a Dahaka player. That just someone just constantly targeting you with extra damage.
Another hook right there, and Rhaegar's just going to go down.
Rhaegar.
Stitches has hooked somebody. They have gotten deleted.
Stitch is just outperforming himself right now, just landing all kinds of crazy hooks to secure kills.
Dan getting picked off. The action very fast right now. DBSS rotated up on him as soon as they saw him out lane and took him out with the play.
Oh, we see a fire wave coming out.
And, I kind of expected Lava Wave here just because of its ability to kind of really melt down by some of the Zerg waves.
Parnold Armor also dodging a Stitches hook right there. That definitely would have been a kill right there if it had landed.
Yeah, if they had been following it up like they had, Kael'thas wouldn't have lasted long. We're going to have the beacon phase up in 10 seconds, so we're going to see what these teams can do. Can DBS continue to step on the throats, or will they get picked off right here in this team fight? Anubric going in. They're caught inside the York's prison. They're taking a ton of damage. There goes Valid. There goes Uther. There goes Dahaka. There goes Stitches. So many down. DBSS has this.
That was.
It's going to be very tested.
That was ugly. That what? That happened so quick. Like Ragnaros face checked that bush, and then the other team died.
Gul'dan right might have won the naming your team game, but they're not looking very strong in Heroes of the Storm at the moment. But Dahaka's coming in. He's got the channel point. He's going to try and hold off this channel from DBSS and successfully. Only at 34-0 right now, so plenty of room for them to make a comeback. They elect to take their siege camp again. Cap it real quick with this pressure. Ragnaros doesn't know what he's walking into. There's the hook. He's about to get the lead. There's nothing.
The hungering arrow from the Vala finishes them off. Well played out of that Vala to secure that kill for the team. And now this kind of does buy your Gul'dan right a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, they might have to respond to that camp on the bottom, but they're going to get a chance to channel and at least probably get about 5% out of this. No, maybe closer to 12.
Nope, they got 6, so you were 1% off.
I tried.
You tried your best.
Gul'dan's working on taking out these minions, these mercs that are pushing bottom. Bit of a slow go there for him, but it's the best their team can do while they stick together. Ragnaros showing no fear again and going in on this bottom channel beacon, and it's not a good idea because Dahaka's right there and Stitches is too close for you to play around.
Yeah. Ragnaros immediately saw the Dahaka and noped on out of there. That's probably really smart out of him. He's still way too squishy. If he wanted to, and you know he's sitting on that molten core right now, but you know he just wants to pop it and just force everybody off that point right now because it will reach. Oh, we got a party bush.
Looks like they're setting up for a party bush gank though. They're gonna come.
They've got 13s. Now's the time. This nice and 2-on-2. Let's see another strafe coming out of the Vala. Ozer goes down. It was a pyroblast, not bad. He saw the divine storm and.
Oh, the full ancestral on Rag there, keeping him back up to full as Leoric just chunks through their back line.
Oh.
Dahaka. That's almost a full team wipe there. Vala's left all by herself, but she's probably not going to get away from this. BBSS just looking so strong right now. Another team fight just completely dominated.
Yeah, and they're making the right call right now to push this out as much as possible. They're going to have a 100% Zerg wave pushing with them. Getting this front wall down is absolutely key to making sure they get a keep in response to this. This is just coming up roses for DBSS at the moment.
And it's nut up or shut up time for, I forgot their name for a second there, but they are Gul'dan right, and they're going to have to try and somehow suppress some of this wave of damage coming in on their keep.
Yeah, there's Gul'dan does the good thing and throws out a fell flame, killing all those banelings, saving a whole bunch of damage from going onto the keep. But right now, if I were DBSS, it's 15-12. You're almost up 2 talents. Now's the time to press the action. Nubrak goes in with the bow charge, gets a good stun, but Abaddon ends up escaping with his life. The strafe comes out from Vala. Nice full flame coming out of Gul'dan. Almost kills the Nubrak.
And that was really smart. Oh, and Dahaka gets killed by some of the wave. That's such a bummer. That was very smart on the part of the Gul'dan player, the dude abode, because he feared as soon as the keep went down, denying Ragnaros the chance to get in there for the molten core, and almost killed Ragnaros as well.
Yeah, that was very, very dicey territory for the Ragnaros right there, but he did survive, and they did get a kill on the Dahaka, though it was from the Zerg wave, so a little bit of mismanagement on the Dahaka's part. Sometimes you tunnel vision just a little too hard onto something. So, and now we see your Gul'dan right taking their camps. It's 16-13. This one's, I'm going to say it's kind of snowballing out of control for your Gul'dan right at the moment.
Well, that might be true right now. They did do their job and repel a giant wave that they lost without losing a team member, saved Dahaka from the wave. So they're trying to push back into this. They need to try and soak and get on an even talent tier so they can put the fight to DBSS.
Gul'dan getting picked off right there. Nice heads up from DBSS. Stitches. Oh, Stitches with the hook onto a Nubrak. Uther following it up with a stun.
Help.
No, it didn't. It was a lava wave coming out.
He's just putting himself out there. more bombs, more damage, more stuns.
Yeah, this is...
We got the Bruiser camp pushing hard for DBSS as well, and it looks like they might try to go bottom and respond to some of this pressure.
Yeah, that...
DBSS making the rotation and Dahaka noping right the hell out of that.
Right now, beacons are about to activate in here in just a few seconds right here. We've got DBSS posturing hard for that bot shrine, taking their bottom siege camp.
And this is what you do in Braxis holdout this late. You just have to stick together. You can't really try to split up a channel point. You gotta win a team fight and take the channel points.
Yep.
And it looks like DBSS realizes this, and they're going in while they still have the talent to your advantage.
Nice drag onto the Leoric, but it's the Leoric, so it doesn't matter that much. A good bro charge into there, and Vala gets entombed and then just blown up. Leoric misses the Drain Hope onto the Dahaka, but lands it on the Gul'dan.
We saw a Fear come out from Gul'dan, but it didn't really do a whole lot. There's the hook on Anubarak. Anubarak taking a lot of damage, and he gets out with burrow charge.
Yeah, this is looking pretty rough for your Gul'dan right now. That's really awkward to say.
Yeah.
Another drag onto the Leoric, but we also see the Pyroblast onto
Trouble.
the Pyroblast onto the Dahaka. His burrow was down, and now we see the web wrap onto I believe that was the Uther.
When they finish the beacons during that, this is really not looking good at all, especially with a staggered death. Not a huge stagger, but enough of a stagger to matter when it's your support.
Yeah, and it looks like Val is taking a lot of damage from those catapults right there. And
See how they save this game. See how they save this game, to be honest.
No, there's really no way for them to save this game at this point. Catapult's getting free shots. Angry Zerg's coming in. Kerrigan, stop it, please. What are you doing?
Just the back line, and he gets a kill on Vala, just kind of flexing their muscles right now.
And look at that Space
That's
Lord.
A real win for DBSS.
Very well played out of DBSS, showing themselves to be incredibly strong right there. That was just... I hate to call it absolute domination, but that's really what it was. They just absolutely dominated start to finish on that game, and you see it in the kill score, 20-3.
Let's not take too much away from Team Gul'dan, or your Gul'dan, right? Because they did have a very strong early game. In the beginning, it looked like that Stitch's hooks were just going to be instant deletion, and there was no way around it. And they were constantly going to be winning 5-4 fights, but it didn't end up working out that way.
No, and I even at the beginning of that match, I thought your Gul'dan right had the superior comp.
Yeah.
In terms of just looking at what was being brought to the table, it's just they got outplayed.
We both really underestimated the Ragnaros pick. We both saw first pick Ragnaros kind of interesting, but didn't think he would bring the kind of power he did. But he played very well.
Yeah,
and it looks like our next match is going to be on Towers of Doom.
So we'll take just a quick break, and then we will come right back. Oh, maybe. Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back when this is about to get started. The sudden death of music means we're coming into our next game, which is going to be Towers of Doom. Well, it's not Infernal Shrines.
Yeah.
I like
See something different.
I like map variety. Map variety is great.
And Towers of Doom is always a strong map for people who are good at it. It's one of those maps where some teams really seem to excel at it and have a good way of approaching the map.
I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, we've had success from time to time, but yeah. Looks like DBSS is hovering Malthael for their ban. Obviously Malthael being the target of a lot of bans in this, because this is all...
Yeah, I mean...
Excuse me, this is still the age of Malthael, even with its recent changes.
Yeah, this is, you just don't want to deal with Malthael. He's still, like, even with his recent nerfs to his trait, it's still... He's still incredibly strong. He just... And with double tank being as meta as it is right now, it's just not something you want to deal with at all.
Definitely. He's too good at shredding tanks for that to get through. And I fully expect to see a Genji ban here for other reasons, but boils down to the same thing. Genji's pretty broke.
Genji is indeed pretty broken. They seem to be debating it, though.
Just taking their time, planning out the draft, playing it cool.
Kael'thas. I feel like that's a respect ban, because that Kael'thas put in work.
Yeah, very much so.
And no hesitation to Haka pick out of DBSS.
Kael'thas wasn't even finished leaving the screen from being banned when he got picked.
Yeah. And Dahak, this is another map Dahak excels at. He's got entry points into every shrine. So, split pushing and soaking waves until your team needs you is always an absolutely fantastic idea on this map. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as a service to the viewers, we should list all the maps that Dahaka isn't good on. Okay.
Haunted Mines.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Pretty bad on Haunted Mines. We see an Uther come out from your Gul'dan, right? They're gonna respect that Uther pick again.
Yeah, I mean, Uther's just such a good pickup. His healing is so good. His ability to heal you through stuns is unparalleled by any other support in the game, so... And there's Vala.
Vala. So Genji's still on the board, which is really interesting to me.
Yeah, it's rare that you see Genji make it through to the second ban phase if he wasn't banned initially, so we'll see if DBSS has a Genji plan in mind.
I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. We see Rhaegar and a Nubrak. I feel like we've been here before.
I mean...
It's literally the exact same draft, just different... It's literally the exact same draft. I believe it's the exact same draft. Yeah.
So far. Different orders.
Yeah, definitely different orders, but that's why they make the swap phase. To be fair, that Rhaegar paid dividends.
Yeah, no, he hit some clutch ancestrals. Obviously very familiar with the character, so... Doesn't surprise me to see him get picked again. And he is a good counter to Uther. He plays Uther's game almost as well as Uther plays it. He just doesn't have the ability to really heal through big burst damage so much. He kind of reacts to it.
Right, and I was corrected.
Yeah,
that's
what I was thinking.
Dahaka was on the other team. So we see a Grey Main ban. Again, Grey Main, great pick, great ban. There's nothing wrong with banning the Grey Main.
I gotta think they're gonna ban Genji here, because if they were gonna take him, they would have took him there. You can't let Genji go through to the other team when they got the next two picks up.
Yeah, but the other team is still. Well, they've got 2 picks, so they could pick a. They've. There's a lot. There's a lot of wiggle room the other team has. I'm actually kind of agree with you. You should probably ban that Genji out.
If I'm
They're-
on Gul'dan, you're Gul'dan, right? I go, okay. Last game didn't really work for us the way we wanted to. We need somebody who can make an impact. And if Genji makes it through, I think Genji is that character. They just gotta have the player who knows him.
Yeah,
But
but
obviously, you can't take Genji if no one on your team plays him.
that's fair, I suppose. We see the Arthas band coming out of DBSS, so which is a smart band. Arthas is just short of Dahaka tier right now in terms of tank strength. He's incredibly tanky, incredible amounts of lockdown. You don't have to be good with Arthas to get stuff done with him.
And that's why we won't see him. I expect to probably see Stitches on the side of your Gul'dan, right? Stitches is right up there as well, and they showed that they had some really good hooks on their team. So I'm surprised actually that they didn't ban Stitches there, seeing as how they got hooked so many times in the early game.
Tassadar
And
Stitches.
there he is.
Ooh,
Tassadar
this
that
is
impact guy I was talking about. He's not really as strong as Genji, obviously, but he's very close. His ability to make Vala very, very strong is just part of his shielding abilities and his ability to put out damage, but right behind Vala as well, and obviously Uther will be backing him up. That's a dangerous core for your damage and support team right there.
yeah, and on top of that, with the Uther trait, those shields that go into Vala will last days, especially if she manages to get stunned. So
Yeah, that's very true. So we're gonna see how DBSS wants to approach this. They still need some big damage on their side. So with the Kel'Thas band, it'll be interesting to see if we'll see Ragnaros again out of them. Seemed to be a very comfortable pick for them, but I don't know how much you want Ragnaros here.
taking all the time. Ooh, Cassie and Lily.
It's an interesting pickup. I can see what they're doing there, though. They're trying to be very, very heavy on the front line, and in doing so, they want the double support to make sure they're able to sustain those kind of melee skirmishes. And they showed they're not afraid to mix it up.
And on top of that, the blinds will be very, very effective on nullifying potential damage out of Vala.
Yeah, they really, really responded to the attack damage that they were trying to bring from your Gul'dan, right?
On
I
top,
didn't even think about that. That's a double blind pick, yeah.
that is, and Lily's blinds will help Cassia with her damage. So that's some really good synergy coming, and ideas coming out of DBSS. I like what they're trying to go for.
Yeah, strong choices indeed, especially when all you've seen that they've really shown on the other side is we're going to try to do a lot of damage with Vala. Well, you aren't going to do as much if you're blind and you're losing hatred stacks. And Li Ming's a good choice there. She brings a lot of burst damage. You're going to need it. She's not going to be affected by blind. You're going to have to try and blow up that Cassia.
I like what I'm seeing coming out of your Gul'dan, right? They have an incredible poke comp.
Yeah.
They have poked for years on their side, and that's really annoying to deal with when you're trying to channel those towers. So this will be really interesting to see how this plays out.
I gotta say though, DBSS had the better draft this time for sure, in my opinion. Their win condition is just so right there for them. All they gotta do is mix it up on the towers and win and take the towers, and they've got the sustain to do it. Uther and Tassadar, while they are good supports, they're not exactly synergized with one another, simply because there's not a lot of sustained healing there. If a shield gets broken through, the hero's just gonna probably get deleted, so we'll see how it ends up working out, but I just feel like when you have that much anti-melee on one side anti-auto attack with the blinds on the one side, where is the damage going to come from?
Right.
You're Gul'dan right.
So, but let's introduce these teams.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. On Dank Broken Shower Society, we have Byronell on Dahaka, Pato on Lili, Bolt Thrower on Rhaegar, Parnold Almer on Cassia, and Bootsy on Anubarak.
And on the other side, we've got Tells on Stitches, TX Abaddon on the Li Ming, Sabalicious on the Valor, Lorix on the Uther, and the Dudabode on that Tassadar. And it looks like we're going to have a party in the middle.
Yeah, these interesting opening fights sometimes can really set the tone for a match, so it's going to be really important to watch what goes on here.
Yeah, and we already see like the incredible wave clear that Tassadar just brings to the table. One psionic storm, and that wave's already dead, and he's just going to come down here and do it again. And I do kind of hope I see Tassadar rotate up mid quickly, because he does take Templar's Will at level 1, and you definitely want to get that finished as quickly as possible. It's a gigantic increase in attack damage and attack range on top of that. So he's going to come back mid. That bottom is already pushed. Lili has to respond to it.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things right now where Tassadar's just looking to try and get his stacks going, while DBSS is just trying to control the lanes and not take too much early
Cassie
damage.
eats a hook in the middle, and she just kind of walks away and, here, hold my 65 armor.
Right.
So
Can't see me.
you literally can't with Cassia. I like the John Cena joke there.
We got a little bit of trading going back between Dahaka and Li Ming. Li Ming getting a little bit of the better of that end of that, obviously, but nothing much going on. Uther's coming up to support her, give her some heals, and it looks like they're just going to try and control this safe temple on their side. Maybe have a big fight over the middle, which is what it's shaping up to be.
Yeah, it definitely does. If we go down to the bottom, we're going to see Parnold Armor trying to channel that. Stitches is trying to go for the hook or something.
They're going to take those towers
And the
keep fight.
blind onto the Stitches. He almost dies. So much damage coming out. Nubrak does die in the process. Somehow Tells eats a full fend while blinded and didn't die from that. Great job by the Uther and the Tassadar to keep him alive. I was shocked. That was incredible work. Hook goes out looking for the Cassia, doesn't find it, and everything calms down for a little bit. We see your Gul'dan right going for the bottom camp, their bottom sappers, while Li Ming and Dahaka trade some barbs up at the top. That's really, if the Dahaka plays it right, that's an easy matchup for him. Like, Li Ming can kind of hope to push, but not much. We see DBSS take their own sappers as well. And we just see Stitches posturing up for a potential hook. Misses it. Cassia throws the blind out, goes for the fend, and doesn't land a whole lot of damage right there. Throws the Thunderbolt out, and Rhaegar is like, here, have some healing, everybody.
Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Lili's trying to keep this Sapper minion push healthy and move forward, but Tassadar doesn't want to let it happen. He's just gaining stacks and burning Lili.
We do see an engagement, a hook onto Cassia in the middle right now, and not much else at the moment. Cassia did take a little bit of damage. Tassadar getting really low.
Yeah,
Lili just bullying him. Lili just bullying the Protoss.
I mean, that's one thing in Lili's game that people always underestimate. Her ability to just walk up against you in a lane when you try to 1v1 her. Her self-sustain is very hard to deal with, especially with the range on her blinding wind, so...
Yeah, we see a dive onto the Vala. Fen comes out dead, goes down. Nice. We do see a hook onto the Nubarak. Li Ming also died. The Dahaka just action going on everywhere. People dropping like flies. It's a massacre all of a sudden. Dahaka burrows bottom to prevent any channeling from the Tassadar. And that was just insane. Just 2 deaths back to back. two different lanes. A hook onto the Haka, onto the Lily. Lily's like, I got fast feet, can't touch me.
Yep. And while all that happened, they went ahead and got the middle tower, and they're closing in on the bottom tower. I think your Gul'dan right needs to back out of this and just reevaluate their next tower phase, because they aren't getting this one.
Yeah, Cassie had thrown a lot of damage onto that Uther. Uther getting the shield from Tassadar, saving his life. But this is another tower shot onto, another 4 shots onto the core of your Gul'dan right, making it 36 to 24. Just DBSS just really performing well right now in terms of these tower fights.
They're keeping pressure on the map too. That's one of the more important things that people ignore in the early game. If you get some map pressure, you can really snowball things to your way later on in the game. Making sure that you take out the towers and the walls in each lane is a very important part of playing.
We do see a common strat that people just overemphasize the bottom lane and just push that out constantly because it's such a. You have sappers down there; they immediately go there, and it's really hard. We see a dive onto the Vala, but it misses. And if that had landed, that definitely would have been a dead Vala. That would have been just so much damage. The blind landed on her. The fend was coming in. She was able to vault away in time. Li Ming poking more at this Dahaka right now. And
we're just seeing a little bit of safe play on both sides. DBSS has a slight lead, but they obviously don't want to overcommit to that. And your Gul'dan right playing a lot more tentative this game.
Ooh, another dive onto Vala, but Vala does actually manage to get out. To heals coming in from Rhaegar, keeping Cassia nice and healthy. Sabalicious playing incredibly gutsy right there, going forward with like 20% health. And we do see tens.
Tassadar just keeps going in and out. Give me those stacks, dude.
We do see tens come up. We've got Cocoon, Ball Lightning, Ancestral, Water. We see Water Dragon, and Adaptation on the side of DBSS right now, and this is very exciting. I hate playing against it, but I love seeing a good Water Dragon Lily. Another just immense amount of fend damage, taking just about 30% off the stitches right there. We're going in. This is a fight. Dragon Dahaka. Dahaka accidentally drags stitches out of the fend damage. We see the Cocoon onto it. Looked like the Rhaegar right there, and now Vala is running for her life.
Uther flees out of the Cocoon, but they've got free pressure on bottom, and this is what I was talking about in the draft with DBSS. Their team comp can just keep walking forward. How do you stop the kind of pressure they can present? I mean, I realize Tassadar's good, but he's only one hero.
Yeah, and we just see DBSS just siege up right now. Bootsy taking a lot of damage. The strafe from Vala coming out right now. That's a pretty dangerous pick right there with all the CC that DBSS brings to the table. And it looks like Stitches is was setting up for a hook right there just off the screen. If you looked for him, you'd barely see him.
I mean, let's be honest. That looked like a panicked ultimate from Sabalicious. He was just kind of out there in front of the people, and he blew his ult. There was real no purpose to it. It happens sometimes. We've all done it. Just wasn't a good use of the ult.
Yeah, definitely. Probably didn't really. Yeah, I kind of agree with you right there. Probably didn't need to throw that ult out as quickly as she did. We see Dahaka just doing Dahaka things, and being left alone is never a good recipe for your towers.
No, Dahaka really has no problem just chunking down towers with his W. Dark Swarm is so good, so.
Ooh, this hook towards the Dahaka just misses. Don't think Dahaka needed a burrow right there, but you're never sure. Sometimes it's anticipation. We see the solo shrine spawning on the bottom right now, and I would honestly like to see maybe a camp get taken, but we're not going to see that. We're going to see the Fun Factory pop up in this bush over here, and Laser comes out, stunned onto the Li Ming, and she is gone. Just gets blown up. Sabalicious also almost dead. We see the Archon come out. Archon is not really doing that much work. We see another dive onto the Uther right there, and he's dead. Fen damage onto the Stitches is just way too much. And Uther and Test are the only ones left alive right now, which, I mean, I guess it's good for keeping the creeps off your wave, but it's not going to do much more.
No, and they're gonna lose a fort here, so it's gonna be the kind of snowball effect that happens in Towers of Doom. They have to respond to the next push, and luckily for them, they still have their walls in top and mid lanes, so they will be able to maybe get this back, but that's going to be 5 shots that give them a 32-19 lead.
And that was good. Good heads up play coming out of DBSS right there to hold that shrine until they took that fort right there. So we're seeing DBSS take the camp on the aggressive camp, Samper camp right there. It's more of a denial play at this point due to the fact that your Gul'dan right took back their fort so quickly.
Yeah, and it's really the only play they have right now. It's make sure that those Sapper minions don't hurt you.
Yep. And Dahaka
collapse on his Rhaegar, but Rhaegar's a very fast hero when he's in wolf form, so...
Yep, and Dahaka is taking the camp up top, as he should. It's a smart move. It's essentially going to be free damage, especially when he clears those creeps out on his tower side.
We got a big skirmish going on in mid now, though. Anubra getting a stun on Li Ming and Uther.
Oh, is that a Gorge? Oh, that's a Gorge Stitches. I am so happy right now. That Cassia is...
God,
I am so excited. I want this game to go to 20 now. I need...
for hungry Stitches.
I need hungry Stitches in my life. The Sappers do make it all the way to the fort, dropping that fort down to about half health right now. And as we move on, we check out the action in mid as this creep wave is pushing up. Stitches going fishing and pulling back nothing in return.
And we've got one of the most pivotal moments in Towers of Doom, pretty much in every game I've ever played, when the second 3 Bell Tower Shrine happens on the 5th spawn set of Towers of Doom. It often kind of decides the winner of the game. And either one team's coming back or one team's just keeping their strangle.
Dahaka smartly body blocking that hook coming out of Stitches right there. They still aren't able to get the tower just yet. Stitches gorging and then gets dragged, making Cassia actually quite safe. Doesn't matter in the end. They just burn everything onto those two, get the kills, and they're gonna get the aggressive tower right there. Well played out of them.
Yeah, DBSS really kind of messed up their commit 3 to bottom. There were 2 top. You should secure where the more towers are, not worry about trying to strangle down and maybe pick off one lone hero. If somebody from Gul'dan, your Gul'dan right, decided to go bottom, it wasn't a big deal. And that just gave Gul'dan right the boss as well.
Yeah, that was a really quick rotation onto that boss. They recognized the advantage they had. They seized on it. They got 4 free shots, closing the gap. It's now 20-15. This game just got really close.
Yeah, all of a sudden, your Gul'dan right has a lot of life as they're shoving out top lane with the Sapper minions. They're on their way to the fort. It looks like DBSS is going to try and respond here.
Yeah, this should be a free fort for DBSS.
Or, no. DBSS defends their fort.
Yeah, DBSS defends, and Lily just... Who knew?
You're talking about Lily, bottom lane.
Yeah, Lily is just taking an awful lot of damage. She tried her best. Didn't seem like her best was good enough. She's probably going to die for this. Unless she... Oh! The orb to the face. She's dead.
That was quite the bomb.
Somewhere in Pandaria, Chen falls to his knees, fists raised to the sky, crying in sorrow. That was just a great probing orb out of Lily right there. Just real smart to just check. And you don't always think about that. You don't always think, well, she's probably out by now. She had the presence of mind to go, she might not be out yet.
Right. Yeah, it was a good idea to check that bush, and it paid dividends, that's for sure. We're going to have another tower phase. Stitch is electing to rotate down and join the team fight. Meanwhile, DBSS breaks off. They say enough of this. We're getting at least one of these.
Ooh, a nice hook. Stitches gorges, eats some Zerg for breakfast. Ooh, nice follow-up by the Ming right there to land that orb as soon as he popped out. That was just great timing. However, while that was going on...
Towers.
Yeah, that wasn't... Sometimes losing is winning in that case. And yeah, you lost your Dahaka, but on the same hand, you got 2 towers. You got 8 shots. It's now 20-7.
Yeah, they knew what they wanted there, and it wasn't to try and get engaged in some big team fight, then let the victor take the towers. They were just going to delay and split off and see if they could get them both, and it was a gamble that ended up paying off for DPSS.
That was a teachable moment, says the dude abode. Some friendly banter. I hope it's friendly. Ooh, nice stun onto 2. The lightning ball coming out, the water dragon securing the kill onto the Vala. That was a teachable moment. The Stitches is gonna die. Gets Gorge's missed who that Gorge. I think it was leaning. Ooh, Divine Storm. Nice play.
He was trying to fire back, but man, that Stitches just had no way out once he got hit by that web wrap.
Yeah, and honestly, what I'd like to see is someone go sneeze on that bottom fort, like those sappers.
Yep, there goes the bottom fort. Oh, the tongue comes out. Tassadar going to out of there, but he might still get caught by this Anubarak who's posturing.
The bigger problem is...
He's got 1 or 2 stuns loaded.
The bigger problem is these 2 sapper camps on the bottom are about to go in. So that's 2 shots.
That would make this game tower then.
Yeah.
This bell tower, if DBSS is able to channel it, will win them the game.
Yeah, they have to respond, and it's going to be so hard to do that with that bottom tower, that bottom fort not being theirs. Basically, they just need to delay long enough for Lily to grab this tower.
She doesn't really need to be there while the rest of the team just sits there and delays. And this looks like it's going to be a good game for DBSS. They played this very smartly, despite this tough opposition and team fighting from your Gul'dan right.
Yeah, Gul'dan right played much better that game. They capitalized. They picked the Gorge Stitches, which I am absolutely a fan of. I love it.
Yeah, they had to do something to split up all that sustain that they had, and Gorge was definitely a step in the right direction. It was just, they gave up those 2 bell towers, and that was kind of the turning point.
Yeah, they showed a lot of fight that midway through the game with that pickoff and then the boss play that they got. But it was just like too much in the end. DBSS just coordinated way too well. Their rotations were nice and crisp, and you gotta appreciate being able to watch coordination on that level.
Oh yeah, for sure. DBSS kind of were flexing their muscles a lot in the first game, so I expected them to roll with the comp that they had in this game, but your Gul'dan right wasn't having it. They played them very tough, but DBSS just came out as the superior team. They just looked mechanically stronger, I guess.
Yeah, they knew the game plan they wanted to execute, and they executed it incredibly well. It was a joy to watch that. So.
Yeah, I don't know what you could have done against that. You had already committed so much to Vala at that point with the Uther and the Tassadar pick. When they came back at you with Cassie and Lily, it was so hard to deal with.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
To their credit, they did the best they could. I mean, they really did.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely much closer than game 1. I mean, you see the kill score at 8-6, and that, you know, you can't really argue with something like that. They definitely showed that they knew how to get the pickoffs, and they definitely knew how to capitalize on the Stitches Gorge. That pickoff on Dahaka, that he popped that orb hit him the instant that Gorge ended. It was pretty to watch.
Yeah, but it was like I said, DBSS, and I'll give it a Dead Bathroom Shower Society wasn't afraid to mix it up.
Dank,
I can't.
Dank
I made
broken
Dead Society
showers
earlier, and now I'm all screwed up. Anyways, DBSS, they really like getting in there and fighting, and when you have Lily and you have Rhaegar, you're able to do that because the sustain on your side is so strong, and Dahaka's damage is very meaningful for a tank, so they had no problem getting up in there and fighting, and it ended up winning them the game.
Yeah, the Cassia and the Lily pick definitely did pay dividends for the amount of damage Cassia was able to put out. Looking at the hero damage, Cassia 40k. You know, next closest was Lily with 21, but that was mostly water dragon damage, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, being able to throw.
And that time she clowned on who was she clowning on in the bottom lane?
I believe that was Tassadar.
Yeah, that was Tassadar.
Yeah. And people just underestimate Lily's ability just to be a bully in the early game between the water dragon and just her natural healing ability.
Is more annoying than you'd think. Just because holding that line when you're laning against her often means you have to spend mana to clear, and you don't always want to do that as your hero. On top of that, she's constantly healing herself and poking you, and healing herself and poking you. It just wears you down.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's going to do it for the first ever cast Nexus commentaries. Thank you everybody who came out and watched the games tonight. We'll be making improvements as we go along. I promise the next cast we do, we'll have a scoreboard.
We're going to have a scoreboard, guys.
So
go ahead and smash that follow button so you can see a scoreboard next time.
Head
that little heart up there.
Yeah, headbutt it.
Headbutt it.
Headbutt it.
Anything you want to do.
So,
I had fun.
I did. It was a good night. GG's to everyone who played tonight, and
Yes.
we will catch you, I believe, next Thursday at the least. We will be casting HGC Open games as well. We're approved to do that, so good stuff there. And again, thank you everybody for watching us tonight, and we'll see you guys later.
Congratulations to Team Take a Chansey and Dank Bathroom Shower Society. Nailed it on the outro. Got it.
Good job. Proud of you, buddy.